conversations with myself, cause I feel like I have nobody to talk to. Got up in the morning, took a shot, it's the rock. And girl, you left my stomach in a knot. Took my lighter and you burned the bridge. Thought you was a writer, no, you just an idol. You got me feeling like Big Sean in this 5, 4, 3, 2. I deserve a minute, wait a minute. Gotta get up and over, regain my composure. No longer my lover, finally finished and you did it. Girl, you really showed me. Think with your heart, don't think with your body. Clever. Sorry, not sorry. Sorry, not Justin Timberlake, write me a river. Lately, I'll be having conversations with myself, cause I feel like I have nobody to talk to. I'll be having conversations with myself, cause I feel like I have nobody to turn to. Everything was green light, now we got the red. Could've had somebody else choose you instead. I'll be having conversations with myself, cause I feel like I have nobody to talk to. You tried to convince me it was all in my head, and I felt like it's that you was me instead. I wanted to rock with you, roll with you. Said you was my baby girl, then you left me too. Everything was kosher, perfect like a poster. Then I got word that you wanna leave a picture. Off with somebody else, off with the jerk. With the shame on me, I really thought that it could work. Off with somebody else, off with the loser. Shame on me, I really thought we had a. Lately I'll be having conversations with myself, cause I feel like I have nobody to talk to. I'll be having conversations with myself.
And we are here. We are live. That's what's going on, Alan?
Yeah, we're live with the swimsuit edition.
Yeah, that's what's going on.
Yeah, swimsuit
Special
edition.
good evening to each and everybody. And I'm feeling the drama spirit from afar.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, I grudge no fuck. Catch me off guard, boy. Let me sense me, yeah. Just want to say special good evening to each and everybody who tune in, you know what I mean? I know some of you guys watching this show too, but I jealous of you. You know what I mean?
I watching the show too, so me not stop at you. But as Jason said, respect to everybody who tuning in with us. Especially if you got it on a split screen, like if you got it on your phone. Whoever can watch it later too. You check it out. Big up to everybody out there. Whether you're watching it in it's morning by you, or maybe it's afternoon by you if the sun is up or down.
But you know what I like about tonight? You know what I like about this show specifically? It's gonna done and they're gonna go back to the show because the show is gonna done like 3 o'clock in the morning.
I can't see any possible way this show is gonna go that late. They got interview section for this. They can't got interview segment for this. I don't imagine so. So if they're gonna just wear a 1 piece and a 2 piece, and that's it, I don't see how. To me,
I think it's 1 piece, 2 piece, and cultural wear. Something, I don't know.
Okay, 12 o'clock. I'm gonna give it till 12 o'clock. You know what I mean? Maybe we could incorporate some of the show into the show. As I say, it's the swimwear edition. Jason, evening watching the show, I was reflecting on Culturama and what he used to take to be the queen. And in order to go in for Miss Culture, you used to have to wear swimsuit. In addition to doing talent and all them things there. And then they took that away. But you ain't watching the show. But let me tell you, at least the first 3 ladies I saw, the first 4, phenomenal shape, amazing shape. Not a lot. Not a lot as far as the cup size, but they was in good shape. And I only say that because, well, anyway, let me. Culturama. You usually had to do one piece and two piece, talent, evening wear, and interviewing in order to be the queen. You used to really had to be the queen. Because swimwear, really and truly, as long as you don't have no interview section, this is about you physically. For real, for real. You gotta you have to look the part in a swimsuit. You know what I mean? That's what the criteria is. Mm, no boy, I'm not seeing it right now. I don't I don't want to be partial, but yeah. Um, well, we pan culture armor, right? He got culture.
Mm-hmm.
He got a couple culture armor topics. You wanna get into show topics, or you wanna get into topics of things that happening around culture armor? Which one you wanna
Well,
start with first?
well, let me start from outside before we go in the show.
Okay, from outside culture armor.
Outside, you
Um,
know, I mean, like going, you're walking up the road.
mhm.
We're walking up
Yeah,
to the complex right now.
listen, and of them kind of thing that we deal with. Because if you want to hear about the regular stories, what's already in the newspaper, go read the newspaper, go listen to the other shows. You understand? But if you want to hear what going on the road, then that's when you check the topics. You understand? When you want to know who run across the runway, you check the topics. Them kind of times.
Hey,
Something
Alan,
and go ahead.
before you jump to the conclusion, right? You know how tar smell, right?
Yes.
Okay, that's all.
Oh, okay, you seem like you want to start off with that
No, just
particular.
ask a question. That's all. And we rolling.
Oh, okay, Mega Infa, there was a fire that I saw, and I'm not sure if you're aware of this, but I think one of the bars in the complex there was some kind of fire. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know if it was an electrical fire. I don't know if somebody decided they vex with cultural armor and they go in there go burn down the thing. That type of fire. There was no question asked about it yesterday. I was very disappointed in the media. How dare you all go in there and not ask about the man running across the runway and about the fire and numerous other things. Although y'all did a good job. Y'all gave me a lot of material. And also shout out to the organizers of Culturama, in particular the swimsuit show, because the show start on time. I was still laughing after the young lady from Miss Sinkits, because I heard everybody saying Miss Sinkits was very entertaining. Entertaining last night in the JC, so I had to go hear she interview, and she icebreaker, and she did deliver. Oh, you better believe.
Oh, you're not gonna miss so cool. Oh, so no miss so cool this year.
No, no, the man said they're
Oh,
rebranding. Next year they're gonna come back stronger with the Mr. Cool. You understand? And also, man, Lord, whoever decided to have Miss Atherton introducing persons this evening, shout out to y'all, man. You understand? Miss Atherton is out there, yeah. She
who's Miss Atherton?
the bailiff's daughter, man. John Atherton's daughter.
Oh,
Yeah, the younger one.
yeah,
Yeah, oh, you
yeah.
indeed, indeed. Yeah, she looking how she looking. Yeah, so as I was telling you, there was a fire in a bar. I don't hear anybody say what happened. what's going on with that. I would just like to know if this was, as I say, I don't know. I just want to know. And I find it shocking that it wasn't addressed. Nothing at all was said about it. In addition to that, Jason, as you mentioned, Ta, I saw, and let me read from young brother Harinarain. Okay, and I know me just read with dramatic effect. So here we go. Never in my lifetime I would have thought I would be going to the cultural complex to attend an event, and there is roadwork being done at 8 p.m. 8 o'clock. And you know, short time is generally 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock is prime time no matter where you're going in the world. Prime time. Ladies and gentlemen, we have now descended below the bottom of the barrel. Because I find that to be an absolute fucking embarrassment. And as I say, I want to read it from the paper with dramatic effect. It speaks to the lack of leadership and vision in the country, while you have remedial maintenance work happening alongside events, in parentheses, not before, like regular normal thinking people would do, end of parentheses. But it is actually indicative of the clowns, and that's an emoji. Emoji both were coming to Culture Armor 50, by the way. That's running the country. So, Jason, as you mentioned, Ta, and I see the video. Unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, we don't have the video to share with you tonight. We're doing a lot of different things, and oh yeah, by the way, big up Iro Willie and happy birthday to your queen. Today I'm told is Chef's birthday, so I hope you all enjoying it. Whatever you all have chosen to do this evening. I'm
Yeah.
told Ja, I'm told Ja is eating a pile of mango. And Onyx as well, man. I was cooling with Onyx today. Onyx is here, dog. Onyx can watch over me all afternoon. Onyx now I'm asleep. Yeah.
August the
So,
1st.
so Jason, where you feel like, I don't know if you've seen the video as well, but there was road work being done last night. I think last night would have been the panorama, which I was told, although it was not well attended, I was telling somebody and they feel disrespected with how I put it. It is what it is, but I tell them Panorama is like our music festival used to have the gospel night. Sound good, sound good. And I know y'all tell me y'all love this, but I ain't. Who ain't? But the Panorama, I'm told, was lively. It was sexy. Um, Maybe more people will be drawn out after the display. I didn't tune in. You tune in for the panorama?
No, see if I snap.
Mm-mm. I hear our partner was there. See,
Yes.
Miss Stapleton, good night, good night. I hope you could see me good. I hope I set up the lights all right. Um, she told me she would have gone. I said, and you would have told me about it. That would have been wonderful. You could have been a correspondent, a topics correspondent for the evening. So you tell me what you think about the roadworks? 8 o'clock before the
The,
show.
coun- the, the country is moving forward. No matter the hour, no matter the time,
Things are
the,
happening.
things are
Things are
happening.
happening.
Imagine during Culturama, we doing roads.
Yeah.
We ain't partying. We working hard.
Big up
But I
public
know,
works.
but I know, couple days if they just do the road there and people pass by, They don't got that stench in their nose for a couple of days.
Right. And oh yeah, and also today was garbage day in Florida. And garbage day is different in Florida than garbage day in Nevis. When me hear garbage day, me a scramble it. 'Cause I know the garbage got to go in a certain position. So at 4 o'clock in the morning, I know these men not coming and Nevis. But not up here. But these men are come middle of the day, sometime in the afternoon for garbage. Yeah, but yeah, big up the garbage man them too. I lie, you get big up. Um,
But
yeah,
Alan,
you know what the premier gonna say? The premier gonna say, I was in London, and you know in London, man, 11 o'clock in the night, people doing construction. Big things are happening here. You understand? It's happening. Guys, so what you saying?
yo, like, yo, you wait till culture I'ma start to talk about you do road within the area where you know people pass by. Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
well, I mean, I would have done come and speak about, there's a public work schedule, really and truly, what is going on, And the schedule is
But
like,
that ain't part of the schedule.
eh, no, here what I can tell you, what I realize. Remember Mango Fest coming, and they got other things were coming in. So public works again stretch kind of thing on certain levels. So whereas now this would have been a thing where you could have do like a 2 weeks before and squeeze in kind of. This time you actually had to wait on the day, and then remember you had the problem with the asphalt plant too. So a lot of things
Hmm.
go against you to cause this to be what it is right now.
Um, I don't feel like it's that. I feel like what happened is they know the junker people are coming this weekend. The foreigners them, especially the one that will vote. You understand me?
Hmm.
So they do it this prime weekend when they know the oil gonna be extra heavy. So it's like something happening.
Well, you got to remember well, when me I tell you about the schedule, this is part of the schedule or no. If election will come, this does be part of the schedule. Um when you're coming on to Christmas, them kind of times you don't know, for example, down by sunshine would get a touch up, them kind of ways there. You just got to know the schedule. You just got to know. So right now,
Yeah,
them
of
man been
course.
late. They were late and it looked kind of tough. Man, I wish we had the video. But anyway, it did indeed happen, and something is happening. You're a fresh start to drive pan. How fresh the culture armor be.
And and to stick up in the Alan, I just want to congratulate Alexis Zook Jeffers. You know what I mean? To wait until he out of power to be so active.
Mm-hmm. But
Yeah.
yeah,
You're
we'll
very
get.
active on social media, taking a lot of phenomenal pictures. You know what I want, Mr. Jeffers? A wonderful picture of the wing of the hospital.
Uh, I see. I see. Wow. Big up DJ Woodis. I see DJ Woodis on stage for some reason. Yeah, yeah.
What is
Wow.
get to eat?
Yeah, man. No, man, but what is that do some kind of sexy thing with the hand? Me not really know what it be you said, because I can't hear him. But and Woodis got on a suit too. Listen, for the word them, what I just give Woodis, I want to give Woodis like a real shout out for real. Because this is how you're going to do it. Because, listen, ladies and gentlemen, I tell Woodis, even
It's
what you
square.
dress is. Me not see the squeak. I talking about the gaps. He got on gabs. You check it out. He got on appropriate
You go
gabs.
see if he line up.
Most likely, when he do them kind of thing, he went somewhere and take a little line up. But all for me shows, all the gaps and thing. He almost look like them man I know something because me I see be a DJ on stage. Yeah, I don't know what that means. Anyway, anyway,
Anyway,
I got a lot to get to, really and truly.
but you heard what I said earlier, right?
With regards to
Mr. Jeffers, congratulations.
lovely indeed. Um, another question which I want to raise: why some of the shows don't have children tickets? There are no children tickets for some of the shows. Like I think for Soca Monarch, for example, no children ticket. You got pre-sold ticket $40 at the gate, $50, and then for Calypso show, you got children ticket. Why is that so? What do you think would be the motive?
I think some of the shows them are 18 and over.
So a child cannot go to Soca Monarch,
I guess
and,
not.
and it also bring in another interesting concept. A child would be able to go to Wetfet.
No.
That's possible, but I would be upset.
As it depends on what you consider as a child.
Like, listen, this is the conversation why I wanna get it into. We're talking about less than 18 because that's what the standard where you gave me first.
But that's the what name? But that's the angle because what be happen now if they start to sell for children going certain events, right? You like why the me allow children to go wet fit, you allow children to go this. You do it across the board, so you allow children let the children them who are able to go on their own spend the money. That's what happening there, you know.
Okay. I know.
They don't wanna cater for the children and feel responsible.
Man, I've been in some irresponsible places at 16 years old. And I want to believe if maybe 16 Whitford would have been one of them if I was so inclined. But I just wanted to know what was the motive on that. Also, when I was watching the ticket prices, right? So, for example, tonight, if you go to the gate, it's $50. If you were to make 100,000 a night from the gate for the shows them what culture am responsible for, you still know reach back the $1 million where you spend for culture armor. And me no know. You
Hmm.
feel like them man could make $100 at the gate tonight? At the gate,
Well,
a
a
hundred
hundred
thousand,
dollars?
100,000. That would mean more
Mm,
than two. That would mean more than 2,000 people is in there tonight.
no, they ain't making it. They ain't making the most. They probably make is maybe 15 to 20.
That's it.
Yeah.
I want to mention all of this, right? And it don't sound stupid until it come back, eh? Me and Reese was having a conversation about how much money is supposed to be spent on culture. And based on his figure, I tell him if me and he were talking to the premier, at least I would get to finish my presentation. He couldn't even tell the premier what number he feel like supposed to be spent. Cause you can't make back the dollar amount there. But that make me think about like them man really need to start a track and say how much people does attend the events and them man need to look into increasing the capacity as well as the quality of culture but the capacity too. Because
Yeah.
in order to make back the money and make this thing run like a business, everything got to be up.
Um, I don't. Sometimes bear in mind, like some of the shows them does kind of break even in a sense where it does got rollovers where they make money and when they don't, Like like for instance, Interprime is what profit,
I could see, I understand. But what I'm saying is, what we not about culture armor for sure, at least based upon the budget that was presented by the premier, is that them man don't put $1 million in a culture armor. So all what me I watch is it possible that this million is coming back based off well, and listen, I'm not just saying you're making money off of your gate, but I'm saying that your gate is a very important thing as far as you're making money. And the biggest price you got is Wetfed, which is $80. So I just looking at it to see how it's possible because culture got to be sustainable as well. You make sure someone will send struck in their 10 minutes. A certain person will come to as one plus every time you exit and re-enter. Well, and you see, Chef, what I mean to is ticket sales. And even when we are talking about ticket sales, the premier had addressed the Mango Fest and part of the problem we have with the Mango Fest. And that and all make me think about all of these things. He said that when it come to the Mango Fest, even though he was saying everybody come from this place, come from that place, he said it's 1,500 people that was catering towards. Their mission was 1,500 people. You check it out. So anything past that, they still sell the ticket them. But you out of luck when it come to that. You better be in the first 1,500 people. But if you ain't in the first 1,500 people, mm-mm. And he also apologized to the people who came late and were unable to get in. He said all who arrived early, you don't have to apologize to them because they had a wonderful time. But for all of y'all who go to these events late, no, it ain't happening for you. You gotta reach there early.
Bullshit. You can't tell me what time to come if I purchase a ticket.
Um, but you gotta get in there early. Okay, if I go into one of the them manga rolling loud coming up. If I go into rolling loud and I know Travis got a perform 11 o'clock, me ain't coming in early. Big man, if he come late, I gonna cuss him. But I gonna be there on time for the performance. You better believe
But
that.
what time Mango Fest normally go to?
Um, you gonna go to in the night. But boy, watch out. Here what going on. You're attacking the wrong problem. If I know it's 1,500 people I catering for Jason, as soon as I reach 1,500, me got to stop sell ticket. You know what me got to do? I have the privilege now of coming to you with one of the best thing I could tell you as a promoter. I got a sold out event. Because you know what I don't know? Now you create an aftermarket. So people start to sell tickets because people really want a Mango Fest. And another thing what you got to realize too, when you're dealing with big events, and like the other day, Lil Baby had to cancel some shows. The reason why you do pre-sales is to see what going on with you. If you know your capacity and you pre-sale and them, don't sell out your event. as me say, you know what going on, I don't know. If your pre-sales go and you don't sell out 80% of your event, generally you're going to sell out, because coming up to the event, people. So all of these are things where you're supposed to use to your advantage to not inconvenience people. The fact that he come out and say is 1,500 people they been a cater for, but me job. He actually said the number. You can't sell the number after that. And then not only that, you got to let the 1,500 people know is you're getting what you prefer. So if you got X amount of ticket, you're getting that exact amount because um as I was telling you, I was speaking to my lady and they just got food festivals and how they got it. If they cater for 1,500 people, them man got them pass load,
You think they were catering for 1,500 people?
That's what he said. That's what he
But
said.
what you think?
Listen, I'm going with him. I back in him. He ain't tell me no lie. He put me don't like.
Yo, you know how much is 1,500 people, right?
Yes.
Okay.
1,500 people, it could happen.
They were catering for
Oh,
1,500 people. Hmm.
the last thing I wanted to talk about, and I love when I hear people in public echoing the things that we just be echoing on the show. You know what I mean? It just make me feel happy. And I heard Dissel Hamilton, and he was speaking about the talented team. And by the way, big up to is it Elizabeth Pemberton, St. John's, formerly
Mhm.
St. John's Primary, Elizabeth Pemberton Primary would have won. Congratulations to y'all. Um, we're not gonna bring up that controversy. Just congratulations. Wonderful job. And you know one thing I like about that show there? One of the things there was to like, um, it was competitive. Because last year when I watched the show, I just watched the icebreaker and I couldn't tell you who gonna win the show from the icebreaker. But this year when I watched the icebreaker, I was like, wow. There are like 4 or 5 schools in there. I think that generation of children that could be a special generation of children. So that was nice to see. Jason, the show ended 4 o'clock.
What?
Somewhere around 4 a.m. in the morning. The show
That's a
ended,
lie.
yeah.
The premier won't
And
allow that.
by the way, Charleston Premier didn't go in, eh? So you run for whatever reason you run.
What?
You run. You're not part. Watch it if you ain't participate. You run. You know? I remember coming out of COVID. There was thought that Gingerland wouldn't enter into primary, and I tell them, listen, as a man who went Gingerland, if we don't participate, we run in. If we get with blows from whoever, we get with blows, but we need to go out there and participate. There's a competitive structure, and we need to take part in it at all moments in time. And big up Ginger, and by the way, I forgot to say they got to the finals. They eventually lost, but there was a primary school championship for cricket in singles, and they improve on their placement in needles, and they come second. And big up to whoever organized that too, because that once again that was one of the things we was calling for, more inter school in all aspects. Football, do it. There always needs to be a competitive structure and architecture, and then also it does build relationship with the youths them. You're telling me I know a man from Sandy Point now who I play cricket against. You know? All these things are important. As I say, I don't get you. God them man say boy you stupid. But you know them thing them you go let him know. Give him a chance. Give him that chance, yeah. And things work out.
Hey,
Yeah, boy. Mm-hmm.
how this show going?
The show is going okay. I think contestant number one just came out for her second appearance. We're an hour and 40 minutes into the show. I think we're gonna be on pace for to end this thing 12 o'clock as I tell you. I hope that like the scores and them, even all and also don't get tally. You understand? So like the scores them for round one. I was wondering if for transparency sake, them man shouldn't start to after a round, them man tally up, and even that, them man start to say, well, after round one, we can announce you know, scores from some of the judges. But yeah, by that it would bring out some pressure when it comes to the interview section there. Oh my, wow. Let me know if you all would like to hear um man, SKM platform, thank you for the compliment, man. They say trust me, your show is reaching places you don't watch nothing. Young and innovative, speaking the facts and truth. One love. Thank you, man. Um it just surprised me for real. I just be surprised. Sometimes me all the time I feel arrogant and I really feel myself and then somebody who I wouldn't suspect come and say, just watch the show. And then I got me humble and saying thank you and all this kind of thing. Wow. Um make me forget what maybe I say why we been at why we been at top with this Culturama?
Culturama. We were talking a bit about the Mango Fest and the numbers and comparing.
Alright. Wait, anyway, as I say, then they just need to but me forget what me gonna say. Listen, I tell
You know what I
us.
tell us what this is say?
Um, Chef, if you could elaborate, because the production aspect. Thank you, Chef. You're wonderful. He was speaking about the need for culture armor to be produced, and even if you're thinking about it right now, I was wondering, is there like the people who hosting the show? You believe them and got a mic in their ear, and they got a producer behind stage, I let them man know that girl is ready and by here you could go ahead and announce the girl and them kind of thing. How we communicating? Even when I was looking at the mics and then what we do, I mean, we graduate from the level where the ladies have to actually hold the mic when they're doing the talent to your mic clip on. But even we need to improve them level of mics there. What we clipping on, cause we still clipping on some relatively big mics in comparison to what you would see of other productions. Um, when you look at the time taken, people does big up science, right? For what he does contribute to culture, and me not knock science. But when you really think about it, how come we ain't got a whole team of people? How come in I got about 15 cents in order to be helping with this thing in between? Because that will cut down on a lot of time too. When as me say, when you look on production, we even need to go train people. in that aspect of this thing, in my estimation, is either that I or listen to Alan. Um, I hire the topics consultancy. Yeah, but as I say, I like what my brother Diesel was saying as far as the need for these shows to be produced. This is why you have a show with not even the maximum amount of primary schools ending at 4 a.m. This is where you're gonna inter primary, and to do 74 races, it gonna take you 8 hours. All these kind of things. All of these events need to be produced. Even food fair, to an extent, supposed to be producing. If you gonna got cameras there, you all when you got different you got the drone flying over, all of these images supposed to be produced. You suppose, man, suppose I been see the media booth. It was in them man basically had it in like a van, and that was in control of everything. But you need to invest in the production of these events. I feel like that would increase the value. You know? Yeah. See another free one there. Over writing down. See another free one there.
And then me thought you watch your shows. Adeline now watch your show.
This this got
Adeline.
to this got to be the cultural something. She look like she got on some snake on a red swimsuit. Yeah, I'm telling you, the first four contestants, phenomenal shit. I could see that they dedicated mornings and afternoons and they day towards getting ready for the show. And that's all I really want, man. Jason, it's time
Mm-hmm.
for some politics now, you know.
A few.
For the very first time, and there was a big story made of this. All of the politicians filed declarations for the Integrity in Public Life Commission. So the premier, well, this is the federal ministers, them, eh? This ain't got nothing to do with Nevis, but the premier, Alexis Jeffers and Eric Evelyn, along with Latoya Jeffers, would have filed their financial disclosure. So the premier write down on a paper all what he got, and them sing his people know all of it, all of the numbers. That's official. And if you like, if you if you tell Abby lie, it's nothing. But if you tell them lie, it's supposed to be something. Are you impressed? Have you heard of this? What's your take?
Uh, everything basically is just up front. So like if, all them working hand in hand. So it's like who really gonna call out who? It's only during election when everything spark up. You know what I mean? You're gonna hear them numbers have been fake, and I went along with it too. I I went along with it because I wanted to keep quiet. I wanted the fair share.
Mm-hmm. So you don't believe in this? This is smoke and mirrors for you.
But I straight up me cook a hole.
I think I'm gonna say something about this. Culture. Oh yeah. Another thing I wanted to say about culture. I like the artwork for the wet fit. I feel like the blue in CCM blue and it was like a water blue, you know. I like the artwork, so I want to big up whoever did the artwork. for that.
Man, it's the same blue.
No, for real. No, I'm just saying, it ain't had nothing to do with politics, for real. It was nice artwork. Um, one more query I have about culture, man. I feel like it's important to know what events are culture armor events and what events are
We get one of
like
those.
like private events.
1 hour.
Me no know. Chef, you got to tell Jason 1 hour. You gotta be more specific. But Jason, you hear what I say? I wanna know what events are cultural events, like Nevis Island administration events, and what are private events. So, for example, you got the silent party that
Private.
wasn't good, but it got certain things where how about beach affair is a private event or is a NIA event?
Supposed to be private.
Who won that?
Supposed to be private. The Herberts.
Oh, okay, that's interesting. How you feel
I think
about How you feel about the Taiwanese Expo being part of the culture armor calendar? The Taiwanese Expo.
um I feel good about it
Really? How?
because the Taiwanese were they're donating to the country for years.
Yeah, but the Expo could not have been at any. They could have get a week for themselves, a whole week for
Yeah,
themselves. Why
yeah,
should the
but guess what?
Expo be part of culture armor?
Because they're filling up the gap.
Oh, okay.
Because during that time, you don't got poets in the square.
Mm-hmm.
I know what's going on, King.
And the Expo gonna be competing with certain events like the fruit festival. They're gonna be going on at the same time. Well, it look like they're gonna be
So
going
what's
on at it look like they're gonna be going on at the same place.
that's what I was gonna ask. Where's the location?
Yeah, the same place.
Okay. Remember, Emoji Boat Ray was added to the Cultural My Rasta 1 year.
But listen, but I know who emoji boat will belong to. All I'm saying is, I'm not saying that there is anything sinister going on. No. I just would like to know what events are. NIA, like they got Randy um Miss Caribbean Culture Show. But I know certain things like the Herbert Bridge of I just didn't know. You know what I mean? So I just you ask to get wiser. No?
Yeah.
Well, they say the Taiwanese are now part of the culture. What? What? Where the Queen ladies gone? Why are you telling me? Why you gone off the screen gone? How bad? Girl, come back to me. Yeah, man. Yeah. Yeah, man.
Just so you
Yeah,
know,
man.
guys, what I mean? If you want to send your birthday gifts, you could inbox me. You know what I mean? You could ask me any information, Western Union, wherever. My birthday is Thursday, just so you guys know.
So you don't got your plans?
Nope.
Okay, let me open my main folder now. Main folder. Okay, my first question to you, Jason. Scholarships. And I will big up the premier on the amount of scholarships. The volume, just the sheer volume. I don't know what the specific areas of study are. but the sheer volume of scholarships he has been able to secure for neighbors should be applauded. You know what I'm saying? He did his work
Mm-hmm.
in that respect. How come you feel like nobody ever though? Because I think he was lamenting the fact that nobody has been taking up these, but somebody big him up. I think somebody's daughter went to Morocco, which is a lovely country by the way. You know, yeah. But how come you feel like nobody does want to go Serbia and Morocco and these type of places? What's the problem?
Because maybe they check up the background and look up the different culture, the type of food and all that type of stuff.
Yo, I, I'm gonna be on the premier side with the one here in terms of I feel like at times it's very important you go out there and you try stuff. Ladies and gentlemen, up to this weekend I was eating some chicken. And as I tell her, I mean whole life may eat chicken. I may eat chicken with ketchup on. And I wasn't even eating the Chick-fil-A this time. I was eating some wings from Wingstop, and Jason may know if you'd have dipped them in the ranch dressing them. But
Yeah,
I
the
out,
wings.
and I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, if I give me any chicken and names and I ain't got the appropriate dressing, it ain't happening. No? I'm going to go which part the right thing there and dip it in the right thing. I can't come go give me no ketchup right now. But that's because I try things. So, you know, I'm on the premier side. Um, and I would encourage people, man, find out what's going on out there with those scholarships. Make use of those scholarships, especially them who would pay everything. See another part of the world, ain't all bad. Jason will tell you. Um, the premier make a statement, and nothing wrong with the statement. Eh? Um, they say in doing the road works, they now going back and they putting in some sidewalks certain places and beautifying the place. Because his reasoning is when you do that, it give a sense of completion to the work. You understand? As me tell you, Jason not wrong with that all. But all what you basically ever want to tell me is if I not do all them things that the work incomplete, all like other work they will do by the complex. When you think about even what his statement tell you, train on a sidewalk and all them kind of thing that it's not done to completion. That's how we know it's a rush job, you know? That's why we ain't gonna get no problems. We understand what
So
it
he
is.
basically tell upon himself.
He been doing that a lot recently. But yeah, you could see what going on. And as me say, ain't nothing wrong to say these things. But uh, you know what? Thank you for doing your job, sir. And he also said they're combining, as he said, they're doing pipes along with the road work. So they're combining two things. I just hope that wherever the rest of the road work is being done, ain't got no more lampposts in the road. As long as that going on, everything good. You know what I mean? Cause we might need to add in neglect on that part there too. Make sure neglect know where the lampposts them there. So they gotta say, you know what going on. Um oh yeah, this next one here about the premier again, I gotta big up. Ladies, especially I was told ladies in the 30s and 40s and your titties are very important to me. Don't feel like I said, you know, your titty then got experience. And I would like them to be around a little longer. There are free mammograms And I'm told that the price to get a mammogram generally is very expensive. So once again, big up to the government on this free mammogram initiative, and I will encourage the ladies to continue go out, you know, and get these free mammograms. If you're in your 20s and you feel some kind of thing, you go too. But I like it. Um,
Mammogram.
Jason, Jason, I was watching. You ever watch the Boondocks
The
with
what?
Hugh? The Boondocks. You know what? It's a cartoon, a black cartoon. You never watch that? Eh?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, you will love the Boondocks. Okay, but
Hold
anyway,
on. It does shop on his Facebook reels them
I think that will show up everywhere. But it
where
done with,
with a short black kid. You know what I mean?
yeah.
With a jail bud.
Me no know if he.
No, you got a part with a jail bud when you say I loves man's booty.
Me no know if me missed a part this so far, but me no
Okay.
remember the real. But partner got a big afro.
Yes.
Yeah, I see a lady the other day. She had a nice tattoo, a Huey and But anyway, I was watching a particular episode, and he was speaking about the food that we eat. You check, and he was talking about soul food. The movie, and he was talking about black people death in general. And I heard the premier make a comment about us preserving the traditional diets. You know what I mean? Some of the traditional meals and them what the slave used to eat. And it made me remember the episode. And the episode was talking about how much stupidness we used to eat. Cause the slaves and them ain't had, remember, they ain't had no say in what they made eat, you know. They really and truly used to get the worst part of the animal. So I like for example, you like me black pudding, but you're not really supposed to be able to do that all the time, you know. How we
Mm-hmm.
prepare with food. Because when he was speaking, for example, about the saltfish, and he was speaking about there was something like they teach you how to make saltfish. You know, upon one end we would eat the saltfish, and then upon the next end we say, bye, you'll have to watch your pressure. You understand?
Hmm.
We find out so much now about with diet and the correct things you're supposed to put in your body and them kind of things there. I feel like we need to be careful about the traditions where we try to maintain. Because all when he talk about it, me remember all certain things like when, you know, the famous line, preserve the
But
historical
Alan,
facade of Charlestown. Go ahead.
but Alan, the thing about it is right. Back then, when you used to eat
Mm-hmm.
the slave food, if you high in salt or something, you know what I mean? Remember, sometime, remember those days, yo, you basically eating and walking off all the salt back out, you know?
All of that. Which is why that's what me I say. Realistically, a lot of the things what we like, if we're gonna be honest and if we're gonna really move on and make moves as a society, maybe we could preserve the things them that are good. Maybe we need to analyze and preserve those. And when I say we can't keep the stories of what used to happen, but we also need to look at the results. Because when Pana was talking about soul food, Pana said when you look at soul food, the movie, as much as people like it, they used to get together eat a lot of high calorie food, high fat food, greasy food. The grandmother end up getting a heart attack because of how she used to eat all them things there. And then when they're done, what they do? They continue start to eat the food. We got to change we habits so that we change the results. And just in the production, it's all kind of ways. So I know it's a little side tangent, but as I say, you can't be a preserve certain things, but want to keep healthy. We got to do things different, in
Oh,
my
true,
opinion.
true, 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 true. But these are the but just bear in mind. I always bear in mind that these are the food that used to give us the energy all the time will make us last all day.
But Jason, that's how
But
come me I
but
say
now we lazier.
but no, but what me I say too, we could pick out some of them were good,
Mm-hmm.
and even sometimes it's not to say they're bad or no, but sometimes you gotta eat it in moderation. Sometimes you gotta combine one with another one where you never used to do it with and them types of things there.
Mm-hmm. You're right.
You see? And see what Gary can say. What's the point of consuming tradition if there is no reasoning? Most of the food we consume, we intake based on the past and nothing more. But they were trying to achieve something. I mean, feel like I need to be trying to achieve something too. If we want
But we
greater
don't
health,
even got we don't but we don't even got a history of why. Although we say it now, right? And everybody know why we eat certain things. You know? Like for instance, a lot of people ain't know why we eat lobster. You know?
um, well, really and truly, what I read, right? There was a moment in time, as I tell you, that it was perceived by the Europeans that through lobster is scavengers and them type of thing there, that is not good meat. So that's why the slaves would end up and eat lobster. They would get lobster to eat because at that particular, you gotta remember things that are true right now. It wasn't necessarily always true, you know. So at a particular moment in time, something that we value high now might not have been valued high then. There was a moment, all the moments in time that people are catch beavers and I sell beaver pelts. And China don't get food. We never used to work it off. It built up over time. Take out some of the salt line,
What are you
nowadays
saying?
super and pricey.
But if you go back in the days of okay, you got certain food where we basically eat today. We used to eat that there and that used to be our poor people food. You
Yeah,
understand me?
but
But guess what? Uh
Jason,
huh.
what he said to is because you gotta remember the human body is adaptable. So
Yeah.
if you get too much of something, but you survive, your body will also start to kind of adapt to it over time, you know. Because one thing they end up and found when they tested certain people of African descent is a kind of higher tolerance to salt, you know, because of the diet and all of them things. We were given the rejects as slaves, and like Jay-Z said, we turned it into soulful black people. Brilliant. We just continue to evolve. We go, Jason, there is movement down on the beach. They say they're gonna be continuing in phase two of the beach improvement, improving the parking lot and all them type of things there. I think they're gonna put in a restaurant as well. I wonder if this is gonna be a government restaurant. But anyway. And I heard there's gonna be greater CCTV on the beach. Um
Alan,
yes.
whenever they have a project coming up, we're gonna estimate our budget and like we're gonna go to the nearest figure. You understand me? So like for
Mhm.
instance, they're gonna do phase two. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? How much you believe the budget gonna be? After I gonna
Uh,
tell you how much I believe the budget gonna be.
okay. I think I don't see the number though, so I might be cheating. How did these people die back then? Not all of them lived to 100. A lot of them died in the 50s and 60s. But science was not at the state to diagnose these things. And black people were property, and we did not have access to medication back. Enough of them man dead in them 20s and 30s. Check it out, you will laugh from start to end, pops. From the one brother starting starting with the two grandsons. Tell your Tamaki now again check it out, Boondocks. Miss Newton is on stage at this moment in time. This looks like a cultural wear. Some what?
So, to be handsome.
Um oh yeah, the other day I heard shots were fired on the beach as well, you know. So I am happy to hear that there's gonna be greater CCTV down there. Um, in recent time, than not another man, I've been going on the beach less and less, but it's a place where it's generally supposed to be. The beach supposed to be neutral ground. If it's couple places supposed to be a neutral town, I'm on the beach. I ain't supposed to be doing nothing down on the beach. And if you do something on the beach, you should face a stick penalty, in my estimation. So I'm glad to hear it's gonna have greater CCTV. Hopefully, they actually solve a crime when a crime is perpetrated. Marlene Pemberton, bottom feeders, they be but lad the sweet by Gigi. Indeed. I think what Marlene is saying is what I'm saying. Eat them in moderation, man. We can't maintain the diet what we used to eat. We gotta eat better. Um our next thing about the Taiwan Expo, Jason.
Yeah.
They're gonna have 26 suppliers there. Taiwan are sending 26 suppliers. So they're gonna get 26 companies represented. I think they say heavy equipment and all kind of things. You're gonna be able to go there and find out how much you could get it for from Taiwan.
It look like the Taiwanese gonna get geothermal. Gonna get win the geothermal bit.
The premier was saying we also need to develop products and industries so that maybe we could service Taiwan in certain things. I know that mean we're gonna get a call center. Just watch you see. But he not reach call center yet. What he suggests is hot sauce. So you feel like we are going to be able to send Phoebe hot sauce to Taiwan, and that is gonna be able to cut out the deficit when we're gonna be buying heavy equipment and all that kind of thing. There. How much hot sauce you think Taiwan are gonna buy for Nabi?
400.
When you hear certain statements like this, right? The reality of the situation is what the okay statements like them there could lose your election in terms of this. You get up now, go feel like you're gonna sell hot sauce to Taiwan, not understanding. So what you're trying to tell me? So
Yo,
Taiwan have a pass the whole of Asia. Taiwan have a
thank
pass
you.
the whole of Europe.
Thank
Taiwan
you.
have a pass the whole of Africa.
Thank
Taiwan
you.
have a pass America. Taiwan have a pass South
Thank
America.
you.
All of them there, and you are going to be able to produce a product on a scale and at a quality and at a price lower than these places, ladies and gentlemen. When you talk about the
Yo,
reality of the situation, go ahead.
these places are known for making their own spices.
Wi- wi- wi-
Especially,
um, Go ahead. When you hear about Marco Polo, even the reason why the Europeans were trying to get to Asia was the spices. That's the whole reason why they sail around Africa, to get to them spices in Asia. And you're telling Alan Paul that we're going to corner the hot sauce market. Y'all, we know Mexico. I know one thing about the Mexicans. The Mexicans got some hot sauce and I gotta tell me I better bypass all of them.
And Asians don't even like hot sauce. Yes, I mean they prefer sriracha chili after they got next one again, but they don't use. But is the most is grind it up. But all I'm simply saying is, you understand me? You continue to smoke up my ass.
Yeah, yeah. Um, as you mentioned, sriracha. Sriracha is another fantastic sauce. These are the things you're supposed to put in your sauce. I'm an Asian as well. A little less on the scale, but I got a little
So
Asian.
watch out, sweet chili. They don't
Yeah.
make fish oil, fish sauce. You understand me? Asada sauce, soy sauce. After now they're gonna buy hot sauce. They're gonna buy a couple and maybe take the ingredient from it.
Um, I think I don't know if it's still going on. They had a restaurant week. Um, this is just a short little thing, right? My short perspective on the state of the economy. Um, I still have to go and listen to Premier's address, but I think here he said every sector is up. I think the ECCB also said Caribbean is up, money is being made. What I do not understand for the life of me is America.
Okay, see there?
Oh, Samboli.
Yep.
Oh, oh, okay. By as he said, a Samboli the thing that you ever eat a stromboli?
No boy, you crazy?
You know what a stromboli is?
No, tell me.
No, it's an Italian thing, and he got in like mushrooms and pepperoni and all them thing there. You never eat one?
Man, you're talking to a foodie dog. What's stupid is you tell me?
Man, I had one the other day. All I'm telling y'all, all uh, you see how the thing be? Me still a tell you, you need to be home to try and things, especially food and experiences and culture. Me just not feel like the Taiwanese expo should be in a culture. So that is my inner
Hot
contradiction.
sauce.
If
That
I
was your
run,
sauce? That was your sauce of feeding everybody just now?
me, no. Um, restaurant with as I was saying a couple of months back, Nevitalia closed, right? For example,
Yeah.
at the same time when the Penny's Park, we are told had tremendous amount of visitors, the restaurant right next to it closed. Don't even last 5 years. Restaurant week just happened. I think they said the hotels were full. At least 50% as of recently. And now there was high occupancy up to July, the 4th of July. One thing women understand, right? If America saying things dumb, I'm here from since me a little child. If America sneeze, the Caribbean catch cold. How are we up? What me now see?
Alan, tell me something.
Go ahead.
If America hot, you
Mm-hmm.
understand me? What me going?
If he had,
Yeah, what me going?
uh,
Not
I
a
can't
damn
guess.
way. When America called me going somewhere.
But them man had people all in America cool. Had. The man had people all the time. Anyway, that's just a small thing. As I say, I just kind of confused. I got to go take another chanting again, another field down. Because as me say, um, me no really depend 869 by yet, you know. Obviously, I haven't been there, but you need some skin in the game, some longevity. I see 5Gs come along and 5Gs, like I say, come here to stay. 5Gs ain't our thing. Not coming in and going our things. 5Gs maintain and gaining a kind of steam. Depend
Not
on
eight
level.
ball.
Eight ball no longer. That's what I say. It, me just got to see how you maintain it. You understand? If you're seasonal, you check. If you really depend vibes all the time. How long your high season lasts, how long your low seasons last, them kind of things there. To see if you can maintain. Um, okay, me don't deal with the mango first. Oh yes, another win for the Premier. By the Premier, got to feel good about this episode. The Premier has to feel fantastic about this episode. So Jason, I don't know if you're aware about this, but the Premier was in England last week. He was in Europe.
London.
And while he was in Europe, he was asked by the Prime Minister to speak to parliamentarians, conservative parliamentarians in England about the situation with regards to the visas and all this thing. And this is significant because obviously the Premier is the leader of the opposition. So, what are your thoughts on the Premier's victory? Dr. Drew begging him for some help. You know?
That's a victory?
Yeah. Oh man, listen, I'm giving him a W. You know, if you want to talk him out of the W, you're gonna have to talk your way out of this W. But um, Doctor Drew asking him, "Hey, do this for me." Doctor Drew saying, "Hey, Dougie can't get through. You understand? And since Dougie can't do it for me, I want you to do it for me." Them man said they will talk to you. That's a win for me. That's a capital W in my estimation.
Okay. Okay.
Um, and
Kudos.
yeah, and I mean, it be like for the thing what I was asking you last week. Is it good for there to be a proper relationship? And also big up Tulu. Cause Tulu on them answer be on the show, you know. And there is no smoke. He was very respectful. He was just saying that he does not feel like the leader of the opposition should be good with the prime minister because he don't feel like they could represent the interests of the people properly. He feel like they could got deals and them kind of thing there. Um, I gonna stick with my analogy. His experience as the ex-foreign minister made him the best man for the job. See what I'm saying? Listen, I don't have any problem with it in my estimation. I gonna stick with my analogy until Tulu could give me a better one. So I'm gonna challenge you, Tulu. And Tulu, this is my analogy. In case you're reading, I mean, I say reading, listening. Um, I feel like the politicians are parents, and I feel like the people and the country are the children. Now, obviously, CCM And labor ain't there with one another. But I feel like, as the premier does say, they could get together. Mark represent the people. He used to be the people. A couple of times, yeah. He does that least try. Java. He's in government seven and never submit a bill to help the regions. How we got to go through all of that. But anyway, boy, that man, I got you fast. The man, like I said, I'm going down before 11 o'clock. No?
What you say?
Yeah, unless them a buy time. You can't make them
So
do
me
that.
not get to watch piece of the show?
No.
Fuck yeah.
Well, you might get to watch peace. Oh yeah. So anyway, I'm saying, I feel like two parents wanna deal with could cuss one another. You understand? Could call one another soul. I feel so. Um, and then me still feel like at the same point in time they could get together, they could sit down and have a civilized discussion for the greater good of the
But something not
kids.
seem right though, but okay.
Yeah, well, tell me wanna seem right. Tell me wanna seem right.
I don't I ain't nobody. I ain't feeling it. But it is okay. As what Auntie said, next subject please.
Oh my god. Okay. The price of water in St. Kitts is $7.20 per 1,000 gallons. The price for water in Nevis is $13 per 1,000 gallons. You have any takes?
Nevis always I keep up a higher standard of living, so
Okay. Nevis water more pure.
me no say more pure. We are think a higher standard of living.
Hey, Javan, here where you put me, I don't know. I'm gonna go to Parliament and I'm gonna look for everything my family submit. No,
What?
you don't see what the man said? No, you motivate me. And if he ain't do none, I'm here's what I'm gonna do, Javan. I'm gonna apologize to you for even challenging you on that. If I go through and I don't find anything that Mark Brantley did. I don't believe my premier gonna fail me. Um the premier continue to talk about the desalination plan. Maybe next week I'm gonna go through the article. There are benefits definitely to doing the desalination, but Mr. Premier, I think you need to tell the people about how the brine, which I'm told at least 50% of how much ever water you're sucking, 50% going back out as salt and muck and, cause you know salt water you're sucking. So,
So
and, uh,
so
go ahead.
so hear me out now.
Mm-hmm.
$15 for every 1,000 gallons, you say, right?
30.
$13 for every 1,000 gallons.
Yes. Yeah.
So if I pull up two systems, right, and use the two systems like what I'll be using my regular water, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it done within less than a month. You understand me? So like it done, done. So like you go past over a month within using it constantly. How me normally use the regular water.
Mm.
So I could say the government gonna rip me off.
Mm. You don't give me no figure. You only give me water where be a use, so I can't tell.
Yeah, but I like a typical rubber system is like 500 gallons.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what I mean. And I connect that to my main system. You check it out.
Yeah. So
If
so
a
so
month
so
pass.
so you're saying if you use that for a month
Mm-hmm.
and that are all what you use for the whole month,
Mm-hmm.
and you compare that to a bill, it
Mm-hmm.
should reflect the same thing what a bill reflect.
Mm-hmm.
I think that is factual. That sounds sensible.
Okay.
Yeah,
So I see
but the
them up.
premier also encourage people to connect this bill system and connect it to your house as well.
Yes, build system and add it to your home. I like that, don't get me wrong, but I'm just looking at the fact that all of this be happening. We check it out
Javan,
because we could do some comparison.
Javan, I just want to applaud you for your contribution to Neglect. You know, you gotta save the Redskins. You know, she lights. She needs she lights.
Mm.
As long as the administration is there, they will definitely cause moves. I hope to pray that them are there.
Feel tan.
Um, yeah. So as I was saying, the desalination, um, the brine. We're gonna have to know what we're gonna do with this brine. We already have the sargassum issue. When you put the brine into the ocean, which is what most desalination plants do, it removes the oxygen from the area, so you can put it where any coral reefs are, and it could also mash up the fish. It could have ecological concerns. So as I'm saying, I stop the desalination plant. I just, I have some questions. Just those two questions. I think you mitigate the price concerns with the solar aspect of the plant. But with regards to the waste, as long as that is possible, then the desalination is on good. Sound good to me.
Bun me, but
Um, Jason, there was a lot of questions asked about if Culturama is gonna be 420 friendly. What do you think was the answer to if Culturama is gonna be 420?
nope.
Oh, you guessed, Jason. You guessed correctly. You nailed that. What do you think was the recommendation given to persons about if they want any events to be 420 friendly?
Smoke home.
No, it was actually better than that. It was try your luck. Make an application. And by the way, if you're making an application to get a designated area to smoke in Nevis, you now have to apply to Sinkers. Me don't tell her,
Okay.
whatever office you got, whatever you got to apply federally, you suppose you got an office in the Nevis. There's supposed to be some mechanism whereby you go fill your obligation by going somewhere in the Nevis and submitting whatever family. If not, just do everything electronic. Me not see nowhere how you suppose you got to send something on a boat or got to go physically to SK just to make an application. And you're not supposed to go across and get to make an application on area in the Nevis. As the NMB not studies on how a desalination plant will affect Nevis marine ecosystem. Marlene, that's why we're here asking these questions, honey. So, I would like to know all these things. I hope all of them are addressed in the EIA so that there are no issues with the desalination plant moving forward in Nevis. Um, the second question, Kai had a lot of questions about the 420 thing. Eh? The next question was if the government had any plans to benefit off of 420 tourism, cannabis tourism. Um, what do you think was the answer, Jason? Yeah, boy, them they really need to reach it, but when we have our own federal government reps.
Wait, repeat that.
Um, the premier was also asked if the government had any plans going forward to benefit off of cannabis tourism, 420 tourism, them type of thing.
If it was so happy, well, that don't happen.
Um, who you think you blame? Because it wasn't NRP this time. He upgraded lyrics,
The,
different set
the,
of
the
lyrics.
federal,
Oh, it's a federal issue. But you're on fire tonight. You're on a roll tonight. It's a federal issue. Um, he said we need to stop playing games with this thing. You check it out. We need to legalize herbs. Boom. Let we get this thing done. He started to talk about how they do it in Amsterdam. But Mr. Premier, one thing ain't no for sure because I don't check it. You ain't no Amsterdam man. You's in New York man. I know that for sure. And I see how them man no do it in New York. But Jason, listen, right? I went out because when I go different places, I like go see what going on on the block. So I said, let me go outside go see what going on. Bye. I ain't gonna say everybody pass me with a spliff. But at least 4 out of 10. And if we're talking about who smoking, we're talking about 3 out of 4. What? See a man come out with a long thing, boy, and he was going over. All, all when the premier saying don't smoke and drive and all that kind of. We not talk about the reality of it. What? We can't will cost millions of dollars a year and they have to offset that somehow. Japan, they said the plant is going to be a solar plant. You check? And the sun can't down underneath it. You better believe it hot. It hot. Yeah, man, lean and just spin the block. Yeah, so he said, really and truly, like, we're just joking. And we need to get real. Something was striking me though. Because I wasn't aware until just this year. I think it is in charge of music festival. And when you hear Marsha saying they're gonna have 420 lounge, that was the government do that. Huh? So me I ask myself now, what is stopping the Nevis government from doing that if the premier is so like, you know, feel like Rasta should get a space or Herbman should get a space. What is stopping the premier from doing this? You be hearing this and more people out of better with 50 easy. So you can tell Canaan and St. Peter's people you're gonna have to press 100, but the water ain't gonna go. They're gonna do it. Japan them and St. Peter's people bad right now. Boy, my God. I feel like contestant number one got the best body to win this show. Feel so. But your boy Jason that share going done. Me think this is the last segment now.
alright.
Oh yeah. The premier was asked a question about the debt status of the NIA and he didn't have the figures. You know, he ain't even got the figures. But he
Speaking half
was
again?
but he was respectful. Cause as soon as he asked the question, I turned to my lady and I said, honey, if he said anything less than 500 million, he got a major problem. People say number two. Okay, Gary, I would like to hear your number, your opinion. I'm not saying who's gonna win the show. 'Cause I have no idea who's gonna win the show. I'm saying who has the best body to win this show, better than number one. Just tell me. The problem over in St. Peter is that they water have to be sent to Boston, then returned back to those villages. But that is a major problem indeed. It, it sounds like They must support Basti. Basti need their own water. Anyway, since the premier didn't have the numbers, I went to get the numbers. I would have been able to give them to him on the podium. Foreign debt, $32 million. This is the NIA. Domestic debt, $425 million. Or 426. Total debt, 458 million. About half of that is between National Bank and Bank of Nevis. With regards to the public corporations, external debt is 38 million. No, 3.8 million. And domestic debt is 59 million. Total debt is 65. Total public sector debt is 38 million. Total public sector domestic debt is 485. And the total number is 520. Yeah, I don't say 524. I'm gonna run up and give him credit. It's right at the same number that Van Samri in his wise words warned the people of Nevis, you have to be aware of this administration. Look at the cost of living. Look at the public debt. And Vance warned the people, when you see a leader leading the country in that way, you have to be aware of him. That's one of them you have to get rid of. And, it's just interesting to watch history repeat itself. Next election gonna be entertaining, surely.
524
Um.
milli.
Oh yeah, this is another free one for the writers. I feel like the farmers and the fishermen. Initially, I think they give them like a roll of wire free and them kind of thing there.
Yeah.
Uh, and as usual, they were abused. And a piece of land where they get some free water and them kind of thing. Then they also get a free time during the pandemic to go up on the farm and they use it because they been want to go for a joy. But had no production going on the farm. And
Mm.
yeah, I see the farm is in new hands now too.
Hmm.
But I feel like after that now, in order not to be abused again, maybe agriculture should look at giving out these concessions based on production. And as I say, a competitive structure should be in everything. If you are the top fisherman, definitely you should qualify. You could even set a benchmark. You bring in these pounds of fish, them they are the kind of things where you got to do to stimulate the amount of fish. You say you want to increase fish. You can't just tell people bring in fish. Give them something to aim for. And then so you could weed out the people and them who are not being productive, who get fish pot wire and sell them and not do nothing for themselves. Maybe you could weed out them people and then the people who actually being productive. How much that would that be for each division? Boy, 500. I've,
No, we get kids so you go help it.
I've work out that much then.
Get kids so they go help it.
But anyway, if you give concessions based upon productivity, I feel like it can be a good way to incentivize the farmers or whoever you want to increase production. Marlene, my estimation here is that is about $34,933 of debt per division in Eastern Caribbean currency. So maybe about maybe about 13,000 US debt a month. Something in that neighborhood. Jason, the premier has secured money. He got money. You know how the premier roll. He has secured $28 million or 75 million Eastern Caribbean currency for the airport project, and it feel like this is on. Yeah, this feel like it's on.
Hospital debt.
So in the hospital now dead, but he got $75 million. But yeah, well, Japan, yeah, round it up, 35,000 a man, but 75 million for the airport. Um, you, two things from a financier. I think it is the Frenchman who has been giving us stuff like the CT scan. I think it's the Frenchman. I'm unsure of his name, but I think it's the Frenchman. The premier said that we're gonna be catering to small jets, right? And the only thing what me I wonder, right, Jason, if you are looking to attract these small jets, think it can get them same small jet there?
Station and could get them.
If them could get if them smart if we attracting this same clientele basically who come singles, I'm still not seeing the overall overarching thing that is gonna now increase,
Niche.
because I understand the need to increase airlift, because even, and let me guess, think it's a little warning. I understand the need to increase the airlift into a country, but you also got to watch the market as far as who going in and out. Because if you can't sustain these flights, it still ain't gonna amount to anything, If you still got to the company money, you still got to be sure, That one Nevis end up and find out over time. You need to be consistent with your flights and what going in. The flights and them need to be some kind of full who justify why be you gonna be a shallow. You can't just be wait till tourist season. Your tourist season got all long. I need to do a segment on tourism, whether tourism is good.
True.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
another thing may pop up. They asked a question about some hotels and what the government is doing. And two of the hotels were of interest to me. They asked about Nisbet Plantation, and the premier said that the government is exploring options of what they could do. You understand? I think they said there is a dispute between the buyer and the seller, and in court or going to court. The only thing what me confused by, the government own Nisbet Plantation.
no.
What is the government? I would like to clearly understand what is the government interest in Nisbet Plantation. Because when the premier spoke about Nisbet Plantation, he have a lot of details, and he's speaking about the government looking into what they could do. And he said it's a historical hotel that's contributed to Nevis greatly. And nothing, once again, with what the premier does said, nothing is wrong with the statement. But when it come to Old Manor, he ain't talk about no historical impact. You understand? I don't get blue balls up at Old Manor. That no count nothing to the premier. He not concerned about Old Manor and the historical impact on it. Me see me partner vomit and jump through a window up at Old Manor. That no mean nothing to the premier. I don't see Queen shows, not Queen show that like when they used to have
True.
yeah, them things that up at Old Manor. None of that come in. All he said about Old Manor is Old Manor ain't got nothing to do with the government. That they're their own thing and they don't have any interest. So I'd like to know clearly what is the government interest in Old Manor. So I can know why they feel like one should be given a priority over the other. The next thing about the Nisbet plantation thing is if the airport is to expand the runway by 1,600 feet, wouldn't that destroy the value of Nisbet plantation? Because a closer to Nisbet plantation, wouldn't they even have to take up piece of Nisbet plantation?
Hmm.
So we need to know what taking place because I feel like that would have to be part of why Nisbet plantation right now similarly seem like it going down the same line as Old Manor. Because me no know how we are gonna extend the runway in our impact Nisbet. And could you imagine because remember Nisbet is one of the location you come in to like do your honeymoon and so you could imagine you down there and you somebody just bring you pina colada, all these things you see you got your fresh, you got two hug, you got your hug, and you got the next piece of hug pan the plate. This also you check, so you're ready, you're ready, and then when you do plane just a land small jet, zoom, and I feel like you destroy the value of this bit. So me not really know right now how many fashion shows and prom where I don't understand why we're moving with. Yeah,
Yeah,
when
but
when the prom up at Old Manor, that would make me red balls. It's a sad time. I try to move. I try to move and ain't walk out, but I've been try go on with Jill card and night there. But in know me moves, eh? In know me moves, boy. You know when me I get ready to do something stupid, boy.
Species Span in
Um,
the heart of Charleston shut down. One of the best children activities and entertainment mini water park Caribbean Cove locked down. Who is the Minister of Tourism in this? Happy
Caribbean Cove is
belated,
not
your son.
shut down. Yes, son. Anytime election is going on, Caribbean Cove is active, live and lively. Some government minister must be buying this big plantation, and we don't know. I'm sure. So when the time for the airport to start, the government will buy it from the secret government minister who turn out to be the owner. I just want to know what the interest is. There's a geothermal update, Jason.
Mm-hmm.
Geothermal drilling, which we were told would begin in June, and I tell I me drive on the road and me not seeing. Not drive on the road. Me walk past the road, and the amount of bush what me see, I know June was not happening. We are now told that at the end of August, we're going to have information and drilling will begin at the end of the year. So them man would them man would like to start to drill during dry season.
Hey, the man does pray that I don't forget. So I'm not asking question.
Well, the media don't remember, but me remember. Um, just a small thing again. Four Seasons say part of the reason why they got big numbers is because they have been honoring bookings made during the pandemic. So you had people who couldn't come and they finally able to come this year, so they honoring them there. And it's just a little we got to understand. Cause some things like this, I like when the premier would tell me, for example, tourism up. This explain that in a sense that we are not gonna be able next year to replicate this year because we're on another pandemic. As you say, this was kind of like a makeup year. So some of the statistics from this year might not be. They might just be kind of an anomaly, but I shall wait and see on what is presented. Um, Bird farm. Jason, think it's got a hatchery. The
Nope.
Taiwan, the Taiwanese have partnered with the Sinkis government, and they're gonna have a hatchery because I think Sinkits is also gonna be doing the poultry production,
Mm-hmm.
and the premier explained that you can't have a poultry industry unless you have chickens. You know, when me hear about the poultry thing, I ask you all the time, people don't get them full. It's a very simple reason me ask you if people don't get them full on. And as I tell you, I love when people say the same thing what me I say. Where the full them there? I just would like to know. I think you said that somebody in Nevis is trying to get a private one though. Okay. Um, the, as I tell you, the premier was being asked a lot of questions about cannabis, right? And
Mm-hmm.
one of the things was spark off what he was saying you can't just set up like walk around with a phone, a weed. You can't go down on the beach and put up a sign and say high grade for sale, them kind of ways there. That's not where we reach in the legislation as a way to say why um, you can't really benefit off of the cannabis industry. And that trigger off in my mind. Hammond's supposed to be illegal, right?
Stop.
Okay, hold on. Hear me now. You don't see videos of the premier taking shot at Hammer, right?
Me? Me not see nothing.
Okay. So here
Yeah,
one me.
of course,
And,
Alan.
and even the other day, me and my lady were talking about because she was telling me about she only ever drink Hammer from this part. And he was. But I was telling her, well man, by you got different places got Hammer, really and truly. But it only spark off in my mind because you just got to know the people. You know? If you want Hammond, you got Hammond man. Huh? You got a place which by you go and get the Hammond. Same way with the herbs. Same way the other day. Because I watching some Queen show thing. I think was the talented tea. And when I hear them introduce the judges, me say bye. Why nobody feel like me could do Queen show? Cause me not in the circuit. Them man got a whole circuit in. Me ain't in the circuit. So how me gonna know? How anybody gonna take me secret? Serious. Then they feel like me a joke. But me not in this circuit. I don't go to the meetings and them type of things there. But it just spark off in my mind. Cause the
But you gotta
premier
have
making
on,
it.
man.
Yeah, the premier making it like mysterious. A lot of people, when he had come to Amsterdam, which he had used an example with regards to her, you could have sell it, you could have distributed and possess it. You couldn't um, produce it. So that man still had a problem. He had ways how they had to go around the thing. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like the Premier need to take a page. As I say, I want him think more American. I want him look and see that in America, the federal government said no. Just like what you're dealing with, you got federal government. But Mr. Premier, I want to tell you that you are the leader of a state. Just like Florida is a state and New York is a state. So go in parliament and no pass nothing about no LLCs and no IBCs and no trust. Pass something with cannabis and take a shot, man. Let them man see you and do as you say. Y'all are big people. If you're wrong, have a conversation with the AG or whatever. But try something. No, just stop there and not an opinion and every minute want to say, let's take a poll. Let's go to the people. You in yourself. Try something, man. And if you don't know nothing, you know, hire the topics. You know. But let people know you're consulting the topics. A lot of misappropriation going on. Them man gonna find out about it today, GG. Remember them man submit to the integrity in public life. If there's any misappropriation going on, they're gonna find it today. Today's the day.
Manners.
By Jason,
Yeah.
I feel like that's all they got.
Alright then. Manners and
Yeah.
respect to each and everybody. I want to watch piece of this show, because I got this show more exciting. You every minute you're bucket like watch this show, I'm a grudge. Manners
Good
and
is
respect to each and everybody. We're not gonna be here next week.
Kawa. Oh, because I think
Last lap.
because but
Me me getting a last lap.
I got a lot of foreign viewers too, and I got people wanna play in the last lap too. The last thing what I'm gonna say is ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna announce transparency matters. Cleon finally deleted me off your Facebook, ladies and gentlemen. You know, she finally, it finally happened. Cleon has deleted me. I went on her page the
Me
other
go
day
check see if he delete me too, boy.
and he said add friend, and I say life is like that sometimes. I respect it. I respect it. Man ain't going into nothing else, but that's where it is, man.
Good night.
Yeah, good night to everyone. I hope you all enjoy the rest of the swimsuit. Yes. So good night and good morning to everybody in the UK and other places.
Yeah, man.
Master
We are
Control.
out.